Hey, what's going on? I'm Apprentice Damon, and in today's video, we're going to do a review on Nixie's Sparkling Water. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this poured up. We went with the lime. I don't know why I decided to sniff it right there, but we decided to go with the lime simply because that way it's clear and we can see it. I don't know if the other colors show up clear, but lime normally does, alright? And it doesn't disappoint us here. We're going to be comparing it to electrolyzed reduced water. And a couple of people asked for this, so that's the reason why I'm doing it. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with this one, right? But the first test I'm going to do is all about antioxidants, and this is the most important test of the three we're doing today. And the reason why is because we have these things known as free radicals. They are everywhere. They're in the foods, they're in our air that we breathe, they are literally everywhere. And what they do is they take the electrons from our healthy cells. And when that happens, that creates oxidation and inflammation. And those two things are linked to every single health disease known to man. And so we don't want those health diseases. We want to prevent those from happening, right? And that's where antioxidants come into play. These are your fruits, your vegetables, your vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin E, and it actually can be your water, right? And so they have an abundance of electrons, negatively charged, and so it helps your cells have the electrons that they need, which is going to ultimately erode that inflammation or erode the oxidation, lower that inflammation, and then get the cell working again, right? And then that's going to continue that process to get all your cells, or a lot more of your cells, working again. That way you can stay young and looking healthy, right? And being healthy. So how do we test that? We're going to use this ORP meter, okay? ORP stands for oxidative reduction potential, and we're going to test the potential to reduce oxidation. So we're going to take this wine, put in both of these beverages. And if we get a positive number, that means it is oxidizing, creating more sickness and dis-ease in the body. Okay. If we see a negative number, that means it is a strong antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, and it is promoting good health. Okay. So let's see what we get here with Nixie Sparkling Water. What are we seeing? Okay, we are seeing a positive 235, right? Which means that this is oxidizing, okay? Yeah, 232, it's oxidizing us, right? Which means it's creating more harm. To be honest, this one is actually better than a lot of other sparkling waters. Like normally your sparkling waters will get on the same line as soda and will be up there around the 400s. Actually, hold up. Maybe I ain't looking at this right. Let's see. Alright, cool. So it is dropping back down because for a moment it showed 330. I'm like, what? But now that I leave it in here, it is dropping down to a 264, okay? But regardless, it is oxidizing. Let's go ahead and take a look at our electrolyzed reduced water. Let's see what we get there. What are we seeing? Oh wow, we're seeing a negative 740. Alright, and it's still going down, negative 750. So this is a strong antioxidant and it promotes health. Okay, so there you have it. That's as simple as that test goes. Nixie Sparkling Water is oxidizing. Alright, let's go ahead and jump into our next test. Alright, our second test is all about alkalinity. We want to ensure that our blood maintains the alkalinity of around 7.365. And it's going to do that. The question is, are we giving it things that are alkaline? If we are, then it's going to maintain that. It's going to use what we consume to help bring that balance. However, if we are not, if we are constantly consuming acidic, if we're constantly consuming the french fries, the hamburgers, the hot dogs, the cakes, the ice creams, all that type of stuff, and we're not neutralizing it with something alkaline, then it's going to take those minerals from us. It's going to start taking it from our skin, our bones, our joints, and our ligaments. It's going to start taking it from our brain. This is how Alzheimer's happens. And no one wants to experience that. So we deserve to consume things that are alkaline to help keep our blood and our cells in balance. Okay, so we're gonna take these pH drops and we're gonna put them in both of the waters. If we see a red or orange or yellow, it's acidic and it's not helping us. It's forcing our body to take minerals from us. Okay, if we see a blue or purple or dark purple, that means it is alkaline. I'm not sure what I said before, but red, orange, yellow, acidic, blue, purple, dark purple, alkaline. Let's see what we get here with Nixie Spring. All right, so as we see here, Nixie Spring is oxidizing, or not oxidizing. Well, it is oxidizing, but it's also acidic. Look at this. So I know a lot of people are drinking this because it may be a good alternative to soda, which I can agree because it's just missing the syrup. That's all it's missing, or the sugar that prevents it from being an official soda, but it's carbonated, right? And then carbonation is always acidic, right? So it doesn't even matter if I took the stuff here that's alkaline, right? It's blue. Like it literally starts eating the minerals there, and it just keeps it acidic, right? And so we really don't want to consume this. If we really care about our health, we want to start drinking water. Not a sparkling water, but actually a spring water, any other kind of water, because this is very, very acidic. Okay, I'm pretty sure I could fill this thing, and it will just keep eating the minerals. It'll just keep gobbling it up, right? And so this is part of the reason I know a lot of people say, hey, alkalinity, this can hurt your stomach acid. This shows you why it doesn't. This isn't even the same pH as stomach acid, and it's eating everything up, right? It is diluting it a little bit, but that's it, okay? So there you have it. Nixie Sparkling Water is acidic, while this showed up as alkaline. Let's go ahead and jump into our next test. All right, on to our third and final test. This one I like to call superior hydration. When we're drinking water, we want to ensure that we're getting hydrated at a cellular level. It's not just sitting in our stomach, not just creating bloating or gas, right? That's actually hydrating us. It does so many different things in that regard. It brings nutrients to different parts of the body. It helps get rid of waste, all these other things, right? So we want to ensure that we're getting hydrated at that level. And the way that we're going to test this is we're going to try to make tea, okay? This is a great representation of our body being dehydrated and what happens when we give it this beverage, and we see what happens, okay? And our goal here, of course, is to make tea. And I know what you're thinking, wait, well, Prentice, there's no way you can't make tea, you gotta boil the water. Well, yes, boiling it is a way of making tea. However, when the water is small enough, well, that's what happens when we boil it, it's actually able to pull the nutrients from the tea bag. So, let's see what happens here with Nixie Sparkling Water. Alright, so as you see, it's gassy, it's bubbly, right? I'm gonna see if I can try to make some tea with this. And what's gonna end up happening is, as you see, the bag is getting inflated, right? It's getting bloated. And this is what happens when we're consuming these carbonated beverages. But it's starting to slowly get something. But it's taking a lot of work. Okay? But we're getting something. Oh my gosh. Let's see what happens here if we try it with the electrolyte reduced water. Look at that. Immediately makes tea. It's a darker, bolder tea. And that Nixie is not doing much of anything. But I know what you're probably thinking. You're like, Apprentice, the bag was wet. You cheated. So let's try it again with Nixie. Let's see what happens. And once again, it just immediately starts. The bag is all puffy. You can kind of see it. I can see it on my end, but you guys may not be able to see it. The bag just immediately gets puffy. And so this is what happens when you're trying to use this. If you're using Nixie to hydrate, it's not gonna be effective. Look how bloated the bag is. Just look at it. Just trying it a little bit more to see what happens. There's nothing there, but when we try it with the electrolyzed reduced water, we're actually able to make tea, right? So really simple tests. I can't imagine someone drinking Nixie saying, oh my gosh, I'm so dehydrated, I need something to drink, and they reach for this. Okay, so I feel Nixie should be like a beverage for entertainment. Like if you just want something that's cool and refreshing and that has a taste, that makes sense. I understand that. But if you're saying like Nixie is what I am using to improve my health, it could be a stepping stone to getting away from soda, right? But ultimately, it's not helping. In the grand scheme of things, it's not really helping. It's reducing the sugar intake, but the stuff is still doing damage to the body, all right? Let's do a quick recap of Nixie spring water. So we tested Nixie for 3 specific things. The first one was antioxidants, and we saw that it was oxidizing. It was sitting around maybe like a 230, right? A positive 230, meaning that's really oxidizing for the body, while the electrolyzed reduced water was a negative 710, right? It was something around there. Next thing we tested for was alkalinity, and we saw that Nixie was acidic. It was pretty acidic. And the third thing that we tested for was superior hydration, and we just saw what happened. The bag was bloated. We were barely able to get anything out of it, right? So yeah, this is not something I would really recommend if you're saying that you want to get better. I would just start drinking water. If you want a fruit taste, add lime to your water, add strawberries to your water. I would rather you go that way with anything else other than tap water than to do this. And kind of what I was thinking before was considering not really doing sparkling waters anymore, simply because that's not necessarily the audience I'm looking to attract or test on or make these tests for. I'm really looking for people who are already serious about their health and they're already drinking a spring water, alkaline water, right? And just looking for that next step, right? So if you're drinking Nixie, I understand. No worries. Do what you can where you're at. But our goal, if you're genuinely caring about your health, is to upgrade and wean ourselves off of this and move on to upgrading ourselves with a better water. Okay? So there you have it. That's my review. And if you are serious about your health and you really want to get your body into a better state, you want to check out my masterclass I have on electrolyzed reduced water. It's not a water that's in stores. It actually is a combination of things in order to make this a reality. And so I share that in the masterclass. It is in the description. A link is in the description, or it is the first comment pinned beneath this video. Thanks for watching. Let me know if there's something you want me to test next. Stay safe out there, and I will see you next video.